If you want $10,000 added to your bank account every single month while you're going to class in college, please watch this video because I'm going to give you the one mental hack that allowed me to go from insecure, shy, self-doubt when building my first business and trying to sell on calls to actually closing my first high-ticket sale on a Zoom call with a med spa. Okay, and this whole channel is about giving you the tools and the systems to get to 10K per month so fast in college so you can achieve financial independence. And I want to give you this one hack. It's called envisioning. Okay, envisioning is a confidence building tool that allows you to break through moments on your 0 to 10K per month journey when you feel stuck and when you're about to quit. And this is so powerful because the reason why people are not at 10K per month is literally because they haven't started or they quit. Those two reasons are why you are in college and you haven't hit 10K per month. If you've started, I have respect for you. And there's going to be obstacles on this road that we're going to cover in this video, but I'm going to give you the tool that allows you to overcome them. Envisioning starts by doing this. I need you to first look at your next performance that you need to succeed in. Do you have a sales call booked in your calendar? Do you have an important exam for class? It literally applies to school. This applies to any important performance. What is an important performance you have? Maybe tomorrow you have a work day you need to complete. Maybe you time block every day, but 50% of the tasks you don't finish. Whatever you need to do right now in the future, put your mind on that. In this video, we're going to use a sales call as an example. Okay, you have your performance you need to succeed in now. I want you to close your eyes and walk through that experience, that performance in vivid detail. What clothes are you wearing? What are you smelling? What room are you in? Are you inside or are you outdoors? What are the colors of the walls? How does the microphone feel? Whatever items are in your next performance, like what is the actual sensation on your hands? And think of all this from the first person. I'm gonna explain why this works in a second. But I just want to give you the sauce up front because I'm tired of all these YouTubers telling you, oh, this is important, then you have to go to this. No, let me just tell you the answer from the beginning of the video. I want you to look at your next performance and in first person, go through the whole act as if you were a movie director, controlling what happens and how you want it to happen. This is envisioning. It's like a visualization, but on God mode because you are going to have total control of what happens and it's a vivid detail of the act. It's not just the end outcome. A lot of people do visualizations wrong. They just think about the celebration and the victory. No, we're going to look at every single part of your next performance and we're going to go into vivid detail of what you're wearing, what you're saying, what smells. I want you to use every single sense, okay? And think about what does an insane performance look like at every single second, every single word you say. I do this before my videos too, and it literally makes me so much more clear and confident. I did it on my sales call, and it's how I got to my first sale after a bunch of calls where I didn't close. It totally overcomes all self-doubt you have when you have a mental preparation and you have envisioned a successful performance. So let's do this right now. What are you wearing? What are you thinking? What are you saying? I want you to also visualize in this performance an objection or an obstacle coming as well. Maybe the person says by the end of the call, this is too expensive. You should have an objection handled, like in your own free time right now. Figure out what you're going to do in this situation to overcome the obstacle and visualize yourself overcoming it and the prospect saying, you know what, you know, this is more clear now. I think this is a good fit. I want you to literally visualize yourself thinking win-win and getting the prospect on your side. This is game changing, bro. And you can do this to any single step in your journey from 0 to 10K per month, any performance you have, even your workday. If you struggle waking up early, right now, I want you to visualize in insane detail waking up, having the mouth tape, taking it off, ending your alarm, feeling the touch of your iPhone, all in first person, by the way. Undoing the warm covers on your body, the warm sensation you have, the smell of your room, and getting up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I'm telling you, bro, if you do this every night before you go to sleep and you mentally make those repetitions 8 times, 5 times, 3 times of you doing that, you visualize this 3 to 5 times, you will wake up at 5 a.m., bro. I promise you, because now I'm going to explain why this works. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a physical repetition and a truly in detail envisioned visual repetition. There's literally science to back this up. They've strapped athletes that were in the Olympics to a heart monitoring and muscle contraction machine. And they told them, I want you to vividly visualize you running a 100-meter race. The same muscles that contract while they run that race were contracting when they visualized it. The same neural pathways were activated. Do you see how powerful this is? You can literally improve a skill or a behavior by properly visualizing it. And you should do this on top of your existing deliberate practice. I'm not saying remove your existing deliberate practice. I'm saying this is a new tool you can use every single day to break through plateaus in business, in school, in fitness, whatever you're stuck on right now. I want you to use it as an opportunity to visualize and envision you succeeding in it in the most detail possible. And whenever you visualize it, you'll notice yourself messing up in the visualization. That's how you know you need to be doing this, because that's why you mess up in real life, because you can't even see and believe you doing it in real life well. What makes you think you're going to do it in real life well? If you don't even see yourself actually at your desk in your college apartment with the 10K per month retainer coming in, or the sales on your Stripe, and the feeling you have and the work you're doing, you won't actually make that a reality. So it starts with that macro vision, visualizing that in 100% detail, but also visualizing the tasks and the days and the work blocks and the getting up early in detail that get you there. This is game changing, bro, because everyone tells you do deep work, plan tomorrow today, do the right things, but no one's told you to visualize it in insane detail. And I know this might be overwhelming. I have to visualize all these things now. Just pick one thing, because it just takes a couple days of envisioning that one thing where you start doing it consistently. And then you can add another thing, and then you can add another thing. And before you know it, you're a top 1% entrepreneur making 10K per month in your college apartment. I want that for you, bro. I can't wait to see you win. Now let's actually go into a little more specific details on God mode envisioning, because there's normal envisioning, which is just like what I told you so far on this video, and below that was visualizations of just the end outcome. Again, envisioning is actually going into vivid detail of every step. God mode envisioning takes advantage of a couple aspects of envisioning. Number one, I want you to think of it as a movie scene. Okay, you're a director of that visualization of that next performance. Whenever something goes wrong, you yell in your head, cut. If you handle an objection poorly in your visualization, you yell cut. If you solve a problem wrong, a math problem wrong on the exam you're envisioning, you yell cut, and you redo it as if you got it right. This is how we're going to make that mental mold and rewire your circuits to actually perform and do the right thing when it actually comes time to the performance. Okay, you have total control. Think of yourself as a director, and in vivid detail, yell cut whenever your visualization goes not to plan, and then redo it as many times as you need to until it's firm in your brain of you doing the right thing. I did this on my sales call, bro. I would visualize it, and because I had no experience, I never saw a real sales call happen, and I never closed. I would always mentally see myself fucking up. But I want you to realize that and yell cut. Whenever you visualize something and in it you mess up, yell cut. Whenever you make a mistake, yell cut, and then replace it and redo it as if you're a director. Redo the scene where you're doing it correctly in vivid detail, and do that multiple times, multiple repetitions. Okay, number two, you have your movie scene now. Number two is use all your senses, right? Ear, smell. This is how you make it very emotional. Number three is do it from the first person. I want you to do this with me right now. Imagine you're at an amusement park and you're in the parking lot, and you see a Ferris wheel, roller coaster. Sorry, not a Ferris wheel. I'm not a fan of roller coasters, by the way. I hate that. My sister loves them, but I think they're like pointless, bro. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. But like, okay, you're in the parking lot. You see the roller coaster going down, and you're like, damn, that looks a little scary. Now I want you to visualize yourself on the roller coaster. You're at the front and you're about to drop down. You can't even see the edge. It's like a 30 feet deep drop. You're at the very edge and it's vertical. I guarantee on the second visualization, your heart started beating faster if you did this right. Whereas on the first one, where you're just seeing it from a parking lot, you were not even that concerned. This is the power of viewing things from the first person and envisioning from your first person perspective. When you're doing that sales call, the tennis serve, I want you to imagine yourself in the first person as if you have a GoPro attached, and you're hitting it and you're selling and you're speaking, all your envisions, your the acts where you envision your performance, do it from the first person perspective. So here's a little recap of what we learned in today's video. We've learned that if we want to break through in our business, if we want to succeed in our next performance, we need to envision it in vivid detail and that we have total control in that envisioning. I want you to literally be a director. And whenever you make a mistake, you yell cut and you keep doing it until you can visualize yourself doing it in vivid detail right. We also learn you need to do it from the person perspective because that makes it more emotional. And when you actually do the thing, you're doing it from first person. When I make this video, I'm not recording it as if I'm seeing it from a third person view. I'm literally looking at the camera from first person. You're living life from first person. So you might as well visualize it from that because that's going to trigger the right neural pathways. And we learned that your nervous system doesn't know the difference between actually doing something and visualizing it if you do it right. And I taught you how to do it right. It's a secret advantage you're going to have now to break through anything, to actually succeed whenever you feel stuck or giving up, and to have unshakable confidence in performance because you're going to get better at skills too. Another like science side note that maybe some of you nerds won't like. If you're watching a channel like this, you're probably smart though. You go to a top 10 school, STEM major. I respect you, bro. There's not a lot of people like you that want to build a business in college and actually learn. So I have a lot of respect for you. But let's go into the little science behind one more thing that's going to actually allow you to see the power of this. The neural pathways that correspond to a specific skill like sales, Facebook ads, all these things are skills, right? Building a MVP, uh, coding, all these things are skills, and you have neural pathways corresponding to them. And someone who's insane at like basketball, like Stephen Curry shooting a three, they have very strong neural pathways in something specifically called myelin or myelin, something like that. Myelin, that's a tissue around the neural pathways that builds up the more repetitions you do. And when you have a strong, thick myelin, those neural pathways fire faster and are smoother, and that's why he's so good at shooting the ball and he can do it unconsciously without even thinking. He has unconscious certainty. You can build that same thing in your next performance, in your skills, in your deep work, in your tasks, in whatever skill you want to get better at by doing these mental reps because these mental reps also build that myelin because they trigger the same neural pathways. They fire those same neural pathways. This is how you get better overnight, bro. And every day it's a compounding effect. And if you're not doing this, you're literally going to get destroyed by someone like me that does it. So I want to give you it. You're going to destroy your competition because no one does envisioning. I'm telling you, it's such a hack. If you know what the right things you should be doing are, start envisioning yourself doing them and it's going to be so easy to do them. It's going to be on autopilot because the neural pathways will have been built constantly from just visualizing it so much in vivid detail from the first person perspective. And we learned how envisioning doesn't just apply to big performances. It applies to the actual workday itself. Tomorrow's workday, what is a task you need to do and complete and succeed on? I want you to go to bed at night tonight, envisioning yourself starting the task, everything in between to finishing it, and do that a bunch of times. Watch, bro, how you actually do it tomorrow and you complete it. Because that's all what business is. It's just planning the critical tasks you need to do tomorrow and actually executing on them and knowing what the right things are. And if you want to know the actual right things to work on at whatever stage you're in, click the link below. I built a 10K per month builder kit for college ambitious men like you. And I want to give you the tools and systems, copy and paste, plug and play that I used to go from 0 to 10K per month in college. So just click the link below if you want that. But again, your deep work block, if you find yourself like time blocking the night before, planning your day the night before, but you only finish 50% of your tasks, this is your action step. When you go to bed at night, envision yourself doing that time block to a T and then do it in vivid detail. And in your mind, have total control of you doing it perfectly. Watch how productive tomorrow goes, bro. You're gonna double your productivity, 5x your deep work, your output, and you're gonna get to 10K per month so fast that your mom thinks you're selling drugs. Your friends are like, "What the hell, bro? What business are you doing? Are you selling drugs?" Can't wait to see you win, my guy. Peace out.